beautiful beings of magic. So there is light in you, so much light. You can't even imagine how much light there is. And there is darkness inside of you as well. There is no need to be afraid of that darkness. Most of the time you can see the darkness in the world, but you cannot see it within yourself. Because we want to be good. We want to be of the light. But you know what? The most important thing is to be of love. To be of love. Then light and darkness and everything just falls to the side. If you can tune in to who you are, love, a part of God, a part of this amazing creation, when you can tune into that you are love, tune into it in your heart, there's no need to be afraid of the darkness. There's no need to be drawn into the drama. You can just observe the drama because you are this love, and this love is full in itself. It doesn't need anything extra to feel safe, to feel secure, to feel full. So I got this question. If I ever feel that the world is taking so much of me, I haven't had time to really sit in silence with myself and remember who I am, because I know who I am. So I know there are many humans struggling with this, and from one perspective, I just want to say it's not you, it's not your fault. But from another perspective, I just want to say it's your shit. You have to take responsibility now and say no to all the things. Because when you get lost because everything around in the world is drawing, you're leaving your energies, is scattering your energies all over the place. You're allowing other people to attach your energy. You're allowing places, you're allowing events, you're allowing all these things that the material world is taking from you. You're allowing this in one way, but in another way, you're just a victim of all the programming, a victim of all the circumstances. So be soft with yourself. Observe that you have ended up in this slavery system. Observe that with love, like you would with a kid. So it's not saying that the kid and you should not take responsibility, but step number one, you're observing it lovingly. You're observing it from a place of unconditional love. Because when you are observing it like you would with an innocent child, you wouldn't put expectations that you should do this and you should do that. You should always be in the light and you should always act like this. You should fulfill all the wishes of friends and family and workplace and all the things. And if you don't, you're gonna... oh, I'm disappointed at you, and now I'm judging myself because I got disappointed, and now I'm judging myself because I'm judging because I got disappointed. Because I didn't do the perfect thing, because you just imagine that this is a perfect thing. But you know what? That imagination was not yours. It was programmed by the Matrix, by society, by forces that want you to fill every little empty space with nonsense. So when you're allowing all the moments in between, all the empty spaces in between to be filled with nonsense, or just be filled. You can see it's being filled with value, but it's being filled with something, that you're doing something, you're thinking something, you're acting on something. When you're allowing all the small spaces to be filled, it's easy to feel that you lose yourself. Because it's not your agenda that you're thinking on. It's not your agenda that you're acting on. And it's not even your agenda that you're feeling into. So you need to take the responsibility of cutting out a chunk of your day that is not infiltrated by co-workers, friends, family, anything by the Matrix or society. You need to take your responsibility, cut a chunk of time from your day where it's only you and silence, nothing else. A moment where you land. And maybe you say, oh no, it's not possible for me to meditate for half an hour a day. Then, okay, I believe you should be meditating longer than that. But to begin with, you can do like this. Okay, every small moment, like you have 1 minute in the queue, you take up your phone and fill your system with stuff. It might be amazing stuff that you're just following all these amazing things that teaches you about nature. It's teaching you about relationship. You're following all these amazing things. I'm not saying that the information is bad, but to constantly fill your mind with new information, that's the thing that is prohibiting yourself of being with yourself, remembering who you are, remembering the love that flows through you. So when I don't take that responsibility, when I don't cut out that chunk of time in my day and be just with myself, I instantly feel that I'm not as conscious and I'm not as happy and loving in the here and now. So for example, my daughter got a fever and it was just me home alone with 2 kids. She got the fever and then I got the fever. And then as soon as I got a little bit of time, because I was so mentally tired, I took up the phone. I was like, so relaxing just to scroll through these beautiful gardens in Bali. And, you know, I was tricking my mind that I would rest, that I was resting when I was doing it because I felt instant relaxation when I did it. But actually what I was doing, I was running away from the bombardment of having to do this, having to do that in the home, and escaping into fake relaxation. So I highly encourage you to, when you are that tired, learn from my mistake here. You still hear a little bit from my nose, so I could have recovered faster if I would have just left the phone and lie down in Shavasana, just feeling, observing, scanning my whole body, telling my body to relax, telling my body that it's loved, that it's safe, you know? And it would have taken the same amount of time if I had 5 minutes on the phone or 5 minutes lying down with my eyes closed. It's a huge difference what it does in my day. So, but most of the time I'm happy that I have a partner to share the responsibility with the kids, and then it's so much easier. So you single parents out there, I salute you that you find this time for yourself even when your kids are not healthy. But of course, yeah, he's home, it's so much easier for me. I will have like 1.5 hours of just sitting and channeling the mountains and connecting to the rivers. It's amazing. Because when you start to connect with yourself, you start to notice, the river, it's a part of who I am as well. It has a part of who I am as well. And the mountains, wow. And you look into the eyes of a friend like, wow, there is a part of me in there. Wow. The God spark in all of our hearts, it can blossom, it can shine out when we focus attention inwardly. So every day, make the space, even if you're in the middle of the fevers and you're in the middle of a hectic launch or whatever it is that is taking all your attention. Just carve that little time out of your day when you sit in silence. You sit in silence, you can breathe with your mantra, but focus, or really focus inwardly. All right. So to the question, like if I feel I get lost in the world. So no. There will be moments, for me as for everyone, there will be moments where I'm drawn out to things, but I'm always observing those things. I've established the habit of always observing. So I noticed directly, okay, my mood is lowering, like the virus or whatever you want to call it in my body is trying to pull me down. I'm observing, okay, now it pulled me down. I'm observing, and I'm bringing myself up. I'm bringing myself up by not going to the phone, but going within. So, of course, it's easier if you've had a long practice, and some are born with some things, some are not. Some have 9 to 5 jobs, and of course, the whole matrix is set up in a way so there shouldn't be any empty spaces. And when there is empty spaces, it's encouraged that we fill them. So if you have a dream or you just have a longing for freedom, think about it. Are you happy working for somebody else, or is it something else, another service that you could render to humanity that doesn't involve you being a slave in a system? I'm not saying all 9 to 5s are bad or anything, but I know there's a huge amount of people that are not truly happy. They're not truly living out their gifts in that position. So start to think about it when you come home. I know it's tempting just to bring more information, more visuals, more text, more video, whatever, into your system. But try to resist that strong pull being lit on you from the matrix. Try to resist that pull and start to feel into, like, what do I really love to do? And I believe that if we all tune into what we really love to do, maybe you're not going to work with that, but you will find a way to do more of that. When you find a way to do more of that, what you love, that sparks this divine in your heart, when you find that thing, you automatically want to do more of it. And more of it. So it might not involve you stopping your day job, or it might involve that. But either way, step away from the screens and take that moment just to feel in, what do I love to do? And don't think about how will I make it work or anything. It's not the time for that. The first thing is to, what do I love to do? So like when I designed our 6-month program, even it's something I love to do. I love to be a part of the participants' transformation. I love this. I really, really love. But even though I designed it in a way so we have 3 weeks on and 1 week off every month, and that week off is not for me to fill the empty space with nonsense. That week is to tune in and feel into my heart, like really feel the juiciness of what is my heart longing for now. Because this is how we expand, this is how we transform. If we don't create the space for us to feel how we can evolve, like feel, what am I drawn to now? Like for some reason I put the dolphin earrings in. I used to wear this as a kid, but I put the dolphin's earring in because I had the space to, like, oh, maybe I will change them. Otherwise, as a mom, I just have the same thing all over there. If I'm not going to take a pretty photo, I will put a feather in or whatever. But I have like same thing. But I was feeling it like, okay, I'm feeling for the dolphin. And that, what happened, it was just a cascade of events that was happening as a result. That was maybe not the thing, but it was a spark in my heart from the beginning. But that was the first thing that made other things happen. And then a woman, so we started with the water healing module on the program. And then a woman reached out, oh, I've been following you for some time, some years, and I think we should organize a dolphin retreat. And I was like, whoa, okay, so I have a retreat planned in Spain, but let's move it to your venue and do